Hey everybody, David here. This is week 37. Already week 37, September 14th through the 20th. Boy, Christmas is already creeping up, isn't it? Only a couple months away. So last week was a great week. Finished up all of the Fantasy Age tutorials. I have also decided to not do multi-classing for Fantasy Age just because I feel that the way the game is in its current state, there really is no need for multi-classing. I really believe that the specializations and the talents and everything else, the focuses, I feel that it's such a robust system as it is, there's really no need for multi-classing. So I've decided to pull that right on out. So we had like I said, we had a great week. Last week I recruited 5 new players thanks to the week 36 video. Actually had talked to I think I talked to 8 to 10 people, all really good people, all people that I would love to have in my games, and hopefully I'll have them all in my games in the future. So added 3 people to the Thursday Pathfinder Gestalt game. That's going to be an old school dungeon grinder. They're going to have to find their way out. And also I added 2 new players to the new D&D 5e Out of the Abyss campaign that is already ready to go, and that will be on Sundays. So I'm looking forward to that. We had a great Princes of Apocalypse and great Titans Grave game. Great character creation. It was such a good week last week. Monday and Tuesday I really didn't do anything. I pretty much did a lot of resting. Doing this, it really does take a lot out of you when you're trying to do a full-time stream channel and a full-time YouTube channel. And sometimes over doing this for 6-7 days a week for X amount of weeks in a row, sometimes your body just says, hey Dave, or whoever, it's just time to unplug and let's get a little bit of R&R for a couple days. And that's what I did. I mean, I've pretty much have not been on the computer at all in the last couple days, which has been really nice to kind of get away. So here it is, Wednesday, and it's ready. I'm ready to get back into the swing of things. And we'll start off first with the weekly grab bag. Now, I get a lot of comments on YouTube, and you guys know I get this in Twitch and whatnot, but this is actually from a gentleman named Tony that for the last couple days or so we've been kind of messaging one another about old school gaming and stuff. And Tony, he is I'm not going to do any kind of last names or anything like this, but he is a part of the old school renaissance or old school revival movement, where it's pretty much basically a bunch of players who choose to play the old games instead from the 70s and 80s. Basic D&D, first edition and second edition D&D, a lot of Labyrinth Lord, and I totally respect that. They have a huge Google Plus community that does nothing but old school games. Really awesome. And and the concern that Tony had for me was, he really wants to try D&D 5e. He really wants to try Fantasy Age, but he thinks that there's just too many rules, compared to classic D&D, where when you get the red box set, or if you get the old blue box, the original blue box, it would be 68 pages. That's the players and the game master's book. He's concerned that there's this many pages compared to the player's handbook, which is what, 320 for the PHB for 5e. It can be a little bit overwhelming, but I mean, if you honestly think about it, this is the way I think about it, and this is the way I was. So Tony, I don't know if you're going to watch this or whatnot, but I did give you a pretty lengthy email and you responded and whatnot. But I'm going to add on to what I actually talked about. I had that dog blinder on, that upside down light shade lamp, that lampshade. I couldn't see anything except for classic, first edition, and second edition. And in fact, any second edition content was converted back down to second edition because we just didn't want to take a chance with 2e because there was just too much shit out for it. So especially teenagers, we couldn't mow enough lawns to buy all the stuff coming out for second edition. So I had that blinder on until 15 months ago. When I first started streaming, it was classic D&D. And then I was talking to people, and they're like, I didn't want to come out of my comfort zone. I didn't want to come out of my shell. And I'm not saying this is you, but this is just me. And I took a chance. The first game that I started playing was D&D Next, D&D 5, but it was still called D&D Next in its playtest phase. Really fun game. I loved it. And to be honest, there's not more rules in 5th edition than there is in Classic. Honestly, there is not. There's attacks of opportunity. I mean, the classes, and I don't want you to take this wrong, but D&D never evolved. Classic D&D never evolved. It always stayed the same. So, of course, that's why 1st edition came out. Even 1st edition, great game, I love it. Classic, 1st edition are always going to have a very special place in my heart because that's what I played for so many years. But those games are just, they're old, they're outdated. That's why there was a 2nd edition. That's why 3rd edition really evolved the game. 3.5, 4th edition really evolved the game. And then they kind of took a step back with 5th edition. So there's changes. Sometimes people don't like changes. Some people didn't like 3rd. Some people didn't like 4th. But the game evolves. And I'm not just talking about Dungeons and Dragons, but the whole tabletop genre in general has evolved since I started playing in 1984. There were just a couple games out back then. Now, holy shit, it's like a tabletop game renaissance. I mean, I really want to say this is like a revolution of new tabletop games. D4 systems, D10 systems, I mean, D6 systems. There's so many different systems out now. And there's even the crazy dice systems like what Fantasy Flight games do with Warhammer and with Star Wars. So, if you take anything from this, and if you're watching this, Tony, honestly, don't be afraid to take that leap. Because, man, I'm telling you, I'm very old school, and I hate change. But it was the best thing that I did was take that leap of faith and started playing D&D Next, D&D 4th edition, Dragon Age, Dragon Age again. I love Dragon Age. I love Fantasy Age. I mean, Pathfinder. I mean, there's so many games. Savage Worlds. I mean, I'd mention Dragon Age again, but I already did like 3 or 4 times because I just like the 3D6 stuff. So, but don't be afraid, man. 3.5. There's so many good systems out there, and when you get a taste of these other systems, you're really going to realize how bland another game could possibly be. Because right now, I don't touch Classic anymore. I don't touch 1st edition. Like I said, they hold special places in my heart, but that's where I'm going to keep them because there's so many more good games out there besides those old classic games that, the genre was new back then. More minds have now created more content, more mechanics. It's awesome, and I'm glad that I did take that leap of faith. I'm so glad I did, and I think you would be happy too, man. But I know a lot of people just really, they're just stuck. They're just old school. They don't want change, but they're really missing the boat. Because if you think about it, with your comments, 68 pages, that's just one rule book. That's for levels 1 through 5. Honestly. But if you think about it, take the Rules Cyclopedia for instance. That's 304 pages and has all the box sets minus Immortals in it. So there's a lot more in 68 pages. A lot more. But you got to figure the player's handbook for 5e, there's a ton more spells. So you got to figure there's at least 100 pages plus of just nothing but spells. The first D classes are truly bland. Like I said, don't take this the wrong way. I don't want you to. But in 5e, the classes are much more robust. The classes get many more gimmicks, and it's not that it's not adding more rules to the game. It's making the players say, "Wow, this is actually worth leveling." I mean, it does make it worth leveling. It's really nice. I'm so glad, like I said, I took that jump and have experienced so many other games now. And I think, like I said, I think you would too. All right, so we're going to get on. That was this week's grab bag. All right, so don't forget, October 1st at noon to October 2nd noon, I'm doing a 24-hour Extra Life charity stream. This is going to be for the the place that I have chosen for Extra Life, that all of my proceeds are going to be donated to, is going to be the Arnold Palmer's Children's Hospital of Florida, and that's where all of the proceeds I generate are going to go to. It's for the kids, man. Not every parent is blessed and lucky to have healthy children. Some of them have to deal with horrible things that happen to children, and that's why all the proceeds I generate are going to go to Arnold Palmer's Children's Hospital. So, October 1st to 2nd, noon to noon, 24-hour stream. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but we'll see. I'm gonna give it my all. All right. So another thing that I did not get to announce last week, but I am this week. I did hear back from the owner and CEO of Fantasy Grounds, Doug Davidson. He will be in the stream live with everyone September 23rd, which is a week from today. A week from today. So if you're a Fantasy Grounds fan, if you have any questions for Doug, bring him Wednesday, September 23rd at 10 p.m. Eastern. 10 p.m. Eastern, so 7 p.m. Pacific. He'll be there for probably half an hour answering questions. All right. Good to have him on the stream as well. Next, I'm going to be doing a podcast / live radio show with Shane Plays. You guys know Shane Plays. I announced this last week. Don't forget, this is going to be October 3rd at 2 p.m. Central. 2 p.m. No, it'll be 2 p.m. Eastern or 1 p.m. Central. 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. And it's a radio station that's out of Arkansas. Really excited about being on there. It's going to be cool. I don't even know what we're going to talk about. Probably tabletop games. I'm betting my bottom dollar it's probably going to be tabletop games. So don't forget also, coming in November and December, I'm probably going to have a couple interviews with certain employees of Wizards of the Coast. That'll be in November or December. Can't give any names, can't give any times, can't give any dates yet, but has been confirmed. I will probably have a couple interviews. One with 2 people or 2 single interviews. Just don't know yet, so I can't announce anything yet. But believe me, you guys will be the first one to know. All right, so what's going to be happening this week? Obviously, Monday, Tuesday, I took off. I needed to get some rest. Tonight, going to do a freeform Dungeon Master Workshop from 8 to midnight. So if you guys have any questions about 5e, 4e, 3.5, Fantasy Age, Dragon Age, 13th Age, Savage Worlds, any game out there that I play that I know about Numenera, I've been reading about Numenera the last couple days, feel free, guys, gals, stop in the DM workshop tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, tabletop, twitch.tv/table_topping. And that's what I'm going to do, answer questions all night long. We'll probably watch some cheesy, goofy videos, and maybe do some Dave trivia. Last week's was quite unique. I went on for about 2 hours talking about my life story. I don't know how it started, but that's what happened. So you never know what you're going to get, honestly. Especially tonight's freeform. There's no agenda for tonight, so I don't know. It might be pretty crazy. All right, so Thursday, tomorrow, I'm going to be setting up the new Pathfinder campaign. So I'm going to email all my Pathfinder players, and I'm going to actually ask them if anybody would like to come and start making their Gestalt character. Gestalt characters are like this. You are level 1, you choose 2 classes, and it's not multi-classing. So don't think don't say multi-classing level 1. No, it's not. It's level 1 fighter cleric, for instance. Then when you hit level 2, then you're level 2 in both. And how you do your skill ranks are whatever class has the best skill ranks, you use that, and whatever class has the best hit points, you use those for hit points. Really cool. Still, you only get one major action and a swift action, and and movement and free action. So it's not like, to be honest, you're not going to be able to do fighter and mage stuff or fighter and cleric stuff in the same round. You only get the one action still. Pretty cool. So we're going to be doing a high octane Gestalt campaign. It's going to be a dungeon grinder. They're going to have to find their way out, man. It's going to be old school, something I haven't done yet. This is what we're going to do. So that's I'm going to email all my players today. Hopefully they'll be able to stop by tomorrow and start making some characters. I'm excited about it. Really excited about playing this Pathfinder game. So I've got 5 players ready to go, ready to rock, man. So now for Friday, we have session number 12 of Princes of the Apocalypse. The party just destroyed the monastery, just about the upper level. Now they know that there's things going on all over the place. They found out quite a bit of information, and they even met a lich that would have destroyed him in one round. But thankfully for them, they didn't attack the lich. Thankfully for them. So we're going to continue that game with session 12 this week, Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Saturday, we're already up to session number 4 for Titan's Grave. Can you believe that? Holy cow. Time is flying by when you're having fun, all right? So Titan's Grave, been really good so far. If you guys haven't seen Titan's Grave, I think there's only about 15 or 16 30-minute episodes. Roleplay is really good in this game. So if you guys haven't seen it, check it out. It is earlier. It's a Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then Sunday is going to be our first session of Out of the Abyss. And I'm really looking forward to doing this campaign. What I've read for it, from it, I've just got my book and got the Fantasy Grounds plugin. Very, very, very good story so far. And I'm super stoked that Green Ronin actually wrote this. It seems to be much more organized than the other campaign settings, just from what I've read so far. Really happy with it so far. So we're going to be doing Out of the Abyss session number 1 here Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's about it for me, everybody. No free games this week. Not looking for any players, nothing like that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please feel free to leave a comment below. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Tweet it out. Do anything you want. So if I don't hear from you, I'll see you guys next Monday, which will be week 38. So until then, you guys have a great one. See ya.